Hi there, and welcome back to the Department of Uniform Magical Practices instructional and informative series. I'm your host, Eric. These videos have been part of a long-running program set out by the department to bring crucial information to the empowered community. And like all department matters, we're committed to growth, change, and iteration. Time marches on, and with it, the magical landscape grows and develops, and we at the department are committed to creating informative content that reflects those changes. In short, you spoke and we listened. And now the Department of Uniform Magical Practices is proud to announce this first entry in our new series, Demystifying the Mystical, Magic Through a Humanborn Lens. It's the flagship release from our newly created Supplemental Humanborn Informative Training Program. Here at the department, we recognize that our policies and practices have potentially underserved members of our community in the past, including, but not limited to, the human-born portion of our population. This series is one of the many steps we're now taking on multiple fronts to address those issues going forward. This first video will be a brief primer for the topics that will be covered in later installments, as well as giving a general introduction to the magical world to a person coming from an unempowered background. We'll touch on what resources, tools, and support we as a department will make available to you, and then discuss some general mindsets and behaviors that the department expects from our community in return. As a governing body, we're here to serve your needs and represent your interests. But it's important to remember that this is a two-way street. To be a part of the magical community is to be a member of an implicit social contract, and we all operate at our best when we meet each other halfway. With that in mind, let's start with an abbreviated explanation of the history and functions of magic. These topics will be explored in greater detail in later installments, and we encourage all newly empowered individuals to seek out further education and training at an accredited magical academy or specialized institution. Magic as a concept and its long history are both topics far too broad to be adequately explained in any single video, so it's vitally important that you take a vested interest in and responsibility for your further education. But we'll touch on that again a little later. Back to magic. If you're watching this video, that means you are a newly empowered human who, through birth or circumstance, has yet to learn about the magical world at large. First things first, I think congratulations are in order. You are now at the start of a new, incredible chapter in your life. You're empowered. That, in and of itself, is cause for celebration. Over the coming years, you will learn to develop and improve your magical abilities, and these new powers will grant you both amazing opportunities and important responsibilities in the years ahead. But first, I think some introductions are in order. Hi, I'm Eric. I'm a Magneto Energetic, which is one of the many races of empowered specialties. The Department of Uniform Magical Practices has a broad categorization of the different kinds of empowered individuals, sorted into corresponding groups. For example, as a Magneto Energetic, I'm a member of the family of elementals and energetics. In turn, the elementals and energetics fall under the order of physically intrinsic magic practitioners, all of whom are part of the class of human empowered individuals. Again, we'll explore that classification system and the many different kinds of empowered individuals in more detail in the coming installments. But for now, even with that one example, you can see that there's a lot of complexity to the magical experience, even when considering something as simple as what kind of magic user you are. In broader terms, magic as a force in this world has a long and hallowed history, but its earliest beginnings aren't completely clear to us. While historical research into the oldest known times of magic use is ongoing, we're still not certain of when or how magical abilities began to manifest in human populations. While we have a lot of theories, the evidence is scarce, a problem which is compounded by our need for secrecy. Archaeological and historical finds are so often monopolized by unempowered humans, through no ill will, but in ways that can make it difficult to do adequate research on items from antiquity, a feat which is already incredibly difficult given that magical signatures don't remain on objects for anywhere near that length of time. We continue to partner with our unempowered human government counterparts at their highest levels in order to be allowed access to historical records and artifacts without threatening our ever-important covert. Further explorations of the history of magic can be found at the aforementioned accredited magical academies and specialized institutions. And again, we encourage all empowered individuals to take on the entrepreneurial spirit to seek out that education for themselves. In a later installment, we'll also discuss the functions of magic and the mechanisms by which it's made available to us. By the end of it, you'll find that you have a whole host of new definitions for words like thread, core, meridian, aura, and others. The full details are outside the scope of a video series like this one, so again, we encourage all newly empowered individuals to enroll at an accredited magical academy or specialized institution for further education. On to what might be the most important part of today's installment. What's your role in all this? What are the expectations that we hold for empowered individuals in this complex, magical world? Let's explore the 4 key facets of your side of this relationship. Number 1, personal accountability. We at the department ask that human-born empowered individuals exercise personal accountability over the new powers and information afforded to them. Your abilities offer you incredible opportunities, but they also come with serious responsibilities, not least of which is the need to keep our powers and their effects out of the unempowered view. Before you take any action, ask yourself, will this action threaten covert? Might it be harmful to others? Could it risk sowing discord in the magical community? If you answered yes to any of those questions, think long and hard before taking that action. And know that consequences exist for those who use their powers improperly. It is vitally important that members of our society be personally accountable for their actions and self-regulating wherever possible. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Number 2, initiate conversations. We at the department ask that human-born empowered individuals respectfully initiate conversations about their particular needs and concerns. While we understand that there are unique needs and concerns inherent to the human-born experience, the department has appropriate channels where those concerns should be made evident. If you're not sure if it's the appropriate time or place to voice your opinions about human-born affairs, then we invite you to reach out to a local department representative who can either address them personally or escalate it through the appropriate channels. It's a big world out there. We can't know every problem that exists in our systems unless they're brought to our attention. So please, initiate those conversations, but make sure it's being done the right way, through the right means. Number 3, seek opportunities to learn. We at the department ask that human-born empowered individuals continually seek out their own opportunities to learn about the magical world, its history, its mechanisms, and machinations. This is an example of one of those responsibilities we touched on earlier. It's essential that you, as a new magic user, understand the importance and the limits of your powers as soon as possible. And that's best handled through comprehensive magical education. A list of department-accredited magical academies and specialized institutions can be found at any local Department of Uniform Magical Practices office. We earnestly encourage that you take the initiative in your own magical education, both for your sake and for the sake of the magical community at large. Number 4, stay vigilant. We at the department ask that human-born empowered individuals always stay vigilant to potential threats to the magical community and our secrecy. It is essential to remember that vigilance comes in many forms, both in external circumstances like reporting witnessed acts that violate magical covert, and, perhaps more importantly, to internal ones. As people born to unempowered families and with unempowered friends and associations, human-borns have a particular duty to adhere to our requirements for secrecy, even in the face of any temptations you might feel to the contrary. While we at the department of course understand and condone telling close family members about your newfound powers, think very carefully about telling anyone from your previous unempowered life about your new circumstances. For more in-depth instructions and considerations when it comes to informing unempowered individuals in your life about the magical world, please consult another of our supplemental guides, My Magic in Me, Empowering the Unempowered Through Knowledge. Remember, this is just a first step in your new magical life. The rest of this series will help to clarify and inform on the world you're now stepping into. And beyond that, know that we here at the department are here to help. You just have to ask. And we humbly ask that you consider these 4 tenets of the human-born empowered experience in return. That you exercise personal accountability, respectfully initiate conversations, continually seek opportunities to learn, and always stay vigilant. That ends this brief primer episode of our new series, Demystifying the Mystical, Magic Through a Human-Born Lens. Thanks for sticking around, and we hope to see you in the rest of the series installments. We here at the Department of Uniform Magical Practices can't wait to see how you take the reins of your future and become advocates for your own growth and education. And as always, remember, keep it covert. Did any of that even sound believable? Like, it didn't inform on anything. It just kept saying, do your own research. Lord. This is complete bullshit. Like, dumpsters trying to cover their ass and pass the buck, and I'm not getting paid enough to have my face all over this tone-deaf fucking joke. Like, Like, this place is gonna wax poetic about accountability? Like, are you kidding? Oh my god. Like, if they actually want to help Humanborns, how about they start with some fucking legislation? Wait, why is the light still red? Dude, turn off the mic. I don't want this on tape. What, are you trying to get me fired? Come on. Fuck.